What's going on, my friends? My name is Forge. Today, a brand new beta released, and this giving us the all-awaited Sculk blocks. These blocks include the Sculk block, the Sculk vein block, the Sculk Catalyst block, and the Sculk Shrieker block. But not only that, but there's also a bunch of bug fixes and changes that they've done in non-experimental worlds. So without any ado, let's get right into the video. And we all remember the old world type, right? Well, you would come down here to world type, and then you would find the old world type, and well, they actually removed it. And it's not coming back at all. This was a limited size world. They were only 256 by 256, and they only went up to 128. Now if you do end up having a world that's already on the old world type, those will still work, but they will not be updated to 1.18. You're not going to be able to get any of the new features, like the increased itemment or anything like that. And you know what, it's just sad that they're gone, and they're never coming back. But I do have a feeling that someone may create a world download for this, and so you can still continue playing with those, because those will continue to work after 1.18. You just can't create them. Then we have a new experimental toggle, which was basically the case of Glyphs toggle, but it's been renamed to Vanilla Experiments. Anything experimental for the vanilla game of Minecraft, it will be put inside of here, like the new Deep Dark, Sculk sensors, the new swamp biome features, and all the other stuff. So whenever they're eventually added, they will be behind this experimental toggle. The first block we have is the Sculk Shrieker. Now unfortunately, this is extremely broken inside this beta, so if you do decide to activate it, like stepping on it or by using redstone, then it will end up just working one time and one time only. So let me go and demonstrate to you. So I'll walk over it, it will go and activate, but then a few seconds later, we get the darkness effect, which makes everything get extremely dark. Now once the effect does go away, then we step over it again, then it's not going to work. Yeah, that's a very big problem inside this beta. I tell you what, I had to record this clip several times because of me accidentally stepping on it and then it not working. So if you make another world, then it will work perfectly again. And by the way, it does not work exactly how it does for Minecraft Live, and King Beady Dogs also stated that the model is outdated. Then our next block is the Sculk Catalyst. The Sculk Catalyst, whenever you kill a mob, this will end up causing Sculk to spread. So you see this pig? I'm sorry pig, but it's in the name of science. And look at that, the pig died, it dropped its pork chops, which is, yeah, this is a very strange bug. And look at that, we saw some Sculk blocks around the area. Now the only way they can pick these up is if you have Silk Touch. If you don't have Silk Touch, then you cannot take these home with you, including the veins themselves. Now let's say you don't have Silk Touch. Well, if you do end up breaking them, then they'll give you XP. So you got a potential XP farm here whenever this is officially inside the game. But however, the amount of Sculk blocks that you get, it does not depend on the amount of XP a mob has. During Minecraft Live, they did state that whenever a mob does die, the amount of XP that it would have dropped, then it will drop a certain amount of Sculk block. That's a thing that's not present right now, and that will be definitely coming in a future beta. And our final block is the Sculk vein. The Sculk veins, they work exactly like glow lichen, so that you can basically place them in the same fashion. They can be placed on the ground, they can be placed on the side of blocks, just like glow lichen. The only difference is that they do not glow. But also, if you look real close, there's a slight little animation. I actually like that. These will generate alongside the Sculk blocks from the Sculk Catalyst. Oh, by the way, there's also the Sculk sensor, but the Sculk sensor, that's not brand new. That was introduced in the last update, but for creative mode players only. And now we can finally move on to all the other features that are part of this week's beta. They've added in new music by Leonard Rain and Kumi Tenioka, and they added that when you're playing in survival mode in the overworld. Now for your mobile players, you will need to go to the marketplace and you will need to download the updated music pack. Then next up, the new music disc by Leonard Rain titled Other Side. This can be found rarely in Stronghold corridor chests or much more rarely in dungeon chests. So let's go and put in the music disc, and then we'll go over all the other features while this is playing. So here we go. And as I explained earlier, they did remove the old world type option, so you cannot create those old worlds. But those existing ones, they will still be playable. Campfires, they no longer drop only one charcoal when they are broken by a piston or an explosion, instead of dropping 2 units as expected. So you will end up getting 2 charcoal instead of just one. Light blocks will now survive a TNT or creeper explosion. Glow light can no longer generate at the bottom of the ocean. Strongholds can no longer generate midair in large caves. Underwater magma features are now placed on surfaces underwater to allow exploration of underwater caves and aquifers. Glow lichen no longer generates above ground in Bedrock. Village buildings now carve less terrain around them when they're placed. They added feature placement distribution triangle, and they changed all the features that use Gaussian distribution to now use triangle. They fixed structural void blocks, forcing the player to spawn above ground if they left a cave filled with those blocks. Fixed the bug where players could create an X-ray vision effect when inside a block below Y0. There's a new random number generator used for the overworld generation. I think this change has something to do with the Java and Bedrock seeds, because they did state that in 1.18 that seed parity is going to be a thing. So that means if you create up a world on Bedrock, then it should look almost identical on Java Edition. Fire charges is not consumed anymore when used on lit candles, candle cakes, campfires, or activated nether portals, or on any block that's already on fire. Fixed an issue where weather was not affecting or affected by a block above Y255. Improved the error messaging in the play screen when the Microsoft account permissions are set to block multiplayer. They fixed an issue causing paintings to break and drop when loading into worlds in marketplace templates. The raid boss bar will now decrease whenever a raider takes damage. Villagers will keep their following schedules in worlds that have been ticking for a very long time, and when game time is negative. They fixed a visual glitch where taking a plant from a flower pot would result in the plant still being rendered. The riding position of llamas, they no longer shift after being tamed. Fixed an issue preventing tropical fish from spawning in lukewarm oceans. Then we have the crash fixes as well. They fixed several crashes that could occur during gameplay. Fixed a crash when loading certain level chunks. Optimized the generation of ores in the world. They fixed a crash that could occur when going through portals with tamed pets. Fixed a soft lock that could sometimes occur when attempting to generate a world from a bad template. Then references to Xbox Live, they've been changed to just Xbox. Then the /clone command, it's also been updated, and you can read all about that in the changelog. That is it for everything in this week's beta of 1.18.0.22. I would love to hear what you have to think of all these features. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please consider leaving a like, subscribe if you're around here, and don't forget to turn on notifications, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.